It's exploration of these two incredible icons and artists, Andy Warhol, Jean-Michel Basquiat, in the 80s in New York City. Two guys who seem on the surface very different, but how they kind of find common ground. And I do believe they fall in love creatively, emotionally, and then they find each other's souls. So we explore that journey in the collaboration.
My understanding of Warhol, which might be absolutely wrong, but it's kind of what I feel, is that it must have been very frightening. The world must have been a very frightening place for Andy Warhol growing up in Pennsylvania. And Andy, through a sort of desperate magic, managed to change the world and into a place that saw him as a star.
I play Maya, who is a girlfriend of Basquiat's, who comes in during one section of their time together and sort of disrupts the action a little bit and comes and goes and leaves a mark.
Bruno Bischoff-Berger is a very famous, well-known, and important art dealer. He was part of the pop art and neo-expressionist scenes. Pretty much every great pop artist and neo-expressionist came through his gallery. And Bruno was a purveyor of the fact that people need art. They don't just want it, they need it. It nurtures them, it nurtures their soul, and that's what this play does on a good night.
It always requires a sort of leap of empathy to think your way, to dream your way into the life of anybody as a writer. So I learned an enormous amount about both. And my sympathies would wax and wane between, whose point of view I sided with. And I think probably my sympathies originally lay with Jean-Michel Basquiat. He kind of makes a spiritual claim for art, a metaphysical claim for art. Almost a quasi-religious claim, and that appealed to me. And I thought Andy's work was comparatively superficial and really just about surfaces and things like that. But I began to glean a real deeper meaning in Andy's method. That life itself is increasingly about surfaces, and art should reflect that.
My hope for audiences is that they come in with a perception of Andy and of Jean, and they leave with that perception enhanced in some way, deepened in some way, and if neither of those, just really entertained by seeing these icons of the 20th century dance together on a Broadway stage.